Hello and welcome to another edition of the High Rollers League Weekly Podcast with Commissioners. I'm your co-commissioner, Kyle Moorfield. I have along with me your commissioner of the High Rollers League, Aaron Smith.
What up?
All right, Aaron, let's go ahead and get into a recap of Week 2.
Let's do it.
More Gooder, 260.8 points. Got the high score of the week. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Toilet Bowl, wah, wah, wah. That goes to Hardcore, 138 points.
Really surprised to hear that.
As was I. MVP of the week for the second week in a row was Tom Brady with 43.5 points. What are your thoughts on the league scores so far? The points that are being put up by players, teams?
I'm surprised, when we constructed these rules, we constructed them very carefully. It's a long 3 or 4 year process of trying to perfect these rules. There's been a lot of high scorings. I got 9 teams over 200 points this week, 6 teams over 220 points, 3 players, individual players with 40 points or more, one of them being Jason Campbell, and 13 players with 30 or more points. That's pretty high scoring. I don't know if it can keep up. Defenses sooner or later are going to catch up. What do you think?
Yeah, it's like the crooks being ahead of the cops. Sooner or later, the other catches up with the other, and then vice versa. So, yeah, I think, all in all, as far as the NFL goes, points scoring has been up, probably affected the lockout. And once these defenses start to scheme a little bit better and get more time and some cohesiveness together, we're going to see that change.
And a lot of big plays, too. There's been a lot of big plays going on in these NFL games that's affected the fantasy aspect. But as long as it's spread around pretty equally, I'm all for it. It's cool with me. I just want some love for my teams.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. Finishing up the week 2 recap.
Oh, gosh. He took my crown. I guess I'm not King Hippo anymore, right, Fitz?
No, Cash is king. Yeah, with 7-5 for the week, I went with my picks. I turned it around.
I can't pull a big pile of cash out like this guy, but I do have my trusty 20. There you go.
Cash is king.
It isn't.
Bohica learned the hard way.
He did.
Yeah, you were 5-7. Not that bad.
Yeah.
I was 7-5. Basically, we've kind of flip-flopped there. You weren't as bad as I was week 1, so I'm still behind you as the year total goes. I'm 10-14 for the year. You're 12-12 at an even 500. I suspect as time goes and we get to see the tendencies of these teams, we're going to improve our records even more.
It'll get a little bit better. I got to get my teams winning so I can stop losing on myself.
Well, that's it for week 2. Let's go ahead and jump right into the week 3 picks.
Now, for these week 3 picks, we're not going to go over every single game because we want to fit our new segment in. But we're going to hit the key games that we feel like as the commissioners that are the key games for the week. So that's just a little information.
Yeah. So we won't break down every matchup. We'll just break down 2 or 3 and just give winners of the rest.
Right.
Start off with the Crushers versus the Boogeyman. Crushers hasn't won a game yet.
Crushers isn't going to win a game this week either. I take Boogeyman.
I got Boogeyman as well. HLR hasn't won a game yet this year versus AA12.
HLR's got to get on the winning block. I'm a slow start. I'm taking me.
I'm going to take HLR too. It's been my 3rd time in a row, but hopefully that's a charm. Speaking of HLR, we'll go right into Oliver County Ninjas. Hasn't won a game either.
Oliver County against my brother. Good luck, Josh. I'm going to win.
I'm going Oliver County too. Just the way it is. Appreciate ya versus Cash is king.
This is one of the games we're going to break down this week. In my opinion, Fitz has his hands full this week. The glam cam with Morph, his receivers are better. His team showed up last week, showed that they are a legitimate 200-point scoring team. I'm going with Kyle.
I do think I have better wide receivers, and I just be rooting for Cam. I just hope he just leans back and launches it. Can this moniker fit any better? Cash is king, and I got Cam Newton tearing it up. I mean, it's like I paid this guy.
Man, I don't know how you picked it, but you called it so far. He's hot.
All right. So we both have me winning that one. Walmart Greeters versus Team Justice, the newbie.
I'm going with Team Justice in this one over Walmart Greeters.
I think Team Justice will be 3-0 as well. Team Thompson versus Power and Light. Break this one down.
This is another one of the games we feel like is going to be a critical game in that conference and division. Thompson has Stafford against Minnesota. I like that matchup. He added Calvin and Best in that mega trade me and him pulled this week. P&L has Matt Ryan and Bradford, which you don't know what you're going to get with those guys from each week. He's still searching for another good running back. He only has one. I'm going with Thompson for sure.
Team Thompson, I'm not quite sure. Miles Austin, will be out for him. Power and Light needs McCoy and Kenny Britt to have good games. I'm going to go with Power and Light on this. They're turning the ship around. They are the defending champs, so I'm going to take Power and Light. I think they've got a little bit, just a little bit more arsenal.
A little more firepower.
Yeah, a little more firepower in the arsenal.
Kenny Britt.
Yeah, he's going to need him. Munching on Bunching versus Loose Balls.
I'm going with Munching on Bunching. Brady too much to handle for Loose Balls this week.
I agree too. I'm going to go Munching on Bunching. Oklahoma versus LeVar's Legends.
I learned the hard way last week. Oklahoma put it to me, so I'm going with Oklahoma again this week.
I'm going to go with him to get his first loss. I'm going to choose LeVar's Legends.
Key stat real quick. Oklahoma average 187 points. LeVar 160. You got to bring that average up to win this league.
Especially this year. Mean Machine versus More Gooder.
This is a feature matchup that we're going to pick this week. We're going to give you a little bit of breakdown. Mean Machine had an excellent game last week. Michael Vick's a question mark with his concussion. Don't know if he's going to play or not. If he doesn't play, he has to turn to Cutler as his backup against Green Bay. I don't like that matchup. Campbell versus the Jets, he also has that, but it takes a lot of guts to start. Jason Campbell against the Jets. Mean Machine averages 233 points in his first 2 games per game. Gooder has called his shot last week. We want to give you props on that. You got on the message board, told us both we were wrong. Whoop some ass, high score. You got DMC against the Jets, Minahal against Indy. I like that. DMC I don't. I am going to go with Mean Machine.
Yeah, I'm going to choose Mean Machine as well. I don't think More Gooder was kind of an epiphany with the amount of points he scored last week. Look, buddy, your team's not that good.
Whoa.
Just bottom line.
Bottom line, yeah.
I mean, Mean Machine puts up averages high points, just doesn't come up with a fluke week.
Sounds like
the
co-commissioner's got some cash on the line possibly this week. Mean Machine.
Maybe. I do think Mean Machine's going to win. More Gooder, he had a big point output last week, but I'm afraid your mouth is probably even bigger than that.
Woo!
Riverboat Gamblers versus Bohica.
I'm going to roll the Gamblers 3-0 this week. He always starts off good. Cobb's going to be the offset this week. They both have Cobb. That's going to play a factor.
You're right. It probably will. I'm going to go with the Riverboat Gamblers as much as I hate to. Gee, Muniz, I really don't want to pick that guy, but, the facts are the facts.
Bohica.
Colossal Connection versus Show Us Your TDs.
Well, I was going to go with Colossal because I think Brady's just too much, but I'm going to go with Show Us Your TDs. He personally told me, quote, I guarantee I win this week. I'm going with him.
Show Us Your TDs is pretty much like the Chiefs. I'm counting them out. Colossal Connection, I choose you this week.
Like the Chiefs. That's bad.
Can't Wait versus Hardcore.
This week I'm going to go with Can't Wait again. I just can't pick against the guy when Brady's tearing people up. He's got Fitzpatrick on the block, trading block. Fitzpatrick, got to go with him. Can't Wait.
Yeah, Can't Wait. I'm going to choose you, and I'm going to ride that ship till it sinks.
Yeah, I can't pick against you.
So, there's our week 3 picks. We'll see how we do. I know some of you guys don't like when we choose you because, kind of opposite of bad luck. Some of you like when we do choose you. So
if you don't like it, get on the message board, talk some smack, but be prepared for us to talk smack back if you call your shot and it don't work out.
You're damn right. Let's go ahead and introduce the new segment, Start 'em and Sit 'em.
Start 'em, Sit 'em. We're going to introduce the new segment, Start 'em, Sit 'em this week. I'm going to start out with it. These are just our opinions about guys on teams, not necessarily the big time guys, but it could be. But guys that could make an impact on this week's games.
Yeah. Before you start, I will say, some of these are going to be obvious. You're going to think, well, duh. But you got to understand, we're the commissioners here. We'll be playing against some of you. So some of them are going to be, damn obvious. Some of them may not. Some of them may be a little bit of a stretch. Can't give all our secrets away, folks.
That's right. We got to keep it a little bit vanilla, but we're going to go after it anyway. My stardom list this week is for the quarterbacks. I'm going to give you 3 guys I think you should start. I think you start Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think you start Grossman against Dallas. I also think you start Cam against Jacksonville. Jacksonville can't stop anybody.
Well, we got 2 of the 3 the same. I got Fitzpatrick. Pat's pass defense is ranked number 30 right now, so I'm going to go ask you to start Fitzpatrick. Cam. You've got to ride that boat till it sinks. Almost 40 points a game. And then I'm going to go Big Ben versus Colts. I think he needs big game, and it's going to be prime opportunity to oil that machine.
I almost had Big Ben against the Colts too, but instead, we'll go into the next one. I picked Mendenhall. I think the Colts' run defense has always been suspect. It's worse now because they're on the field longer. Mendenhall's a must start this week. Ben Tate's a must start this week against the Saints. We don't know what the hell's going on with Arian Foster. He plays 10 snaps and then he's out. Ben Tate's my start at running back with Mendenhall.
My two-star running back, I'm going to tell you to start, is going to be Ahmad Bradshaw versus the Eagles. You know they're not going to pass. They're going to have to run. They haven't been able to run the ball well. Get either running back really a good game. I'll look for this week to be the difference in that. Second running back I'd ask you to start would be Chris Johnson. Denver, number 28 ranked rush defense. The guy's been, had his 2 preseason games now.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they were at the beginning of the season, but the regular season. But he may tear it up, and unfortunately, I'll probably be playing him.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you my 2 receivers this week. Stevie Johnson against New England. I'm picking him. He's a borderline guy, but in my opinion, he's going to have a big game. New England's secondary hasn't been able to stop anybody. I think he's going to have a huge game. Steve Smith against Jacksonville, too. We're going along with the Cam. And Smitty's the only one they got to throw the ball to, aside from a couple passes to the tight end and running backs. Go Steve Smith.
I'm choosing Vincent Jackson versus the Chiefs. I mean, that's just too obvious. And Andre Johnson versus the Saints. I think he's going to have a big game. I know it's an obvious start, but I think he's going to look for high point total from him.
I'll disagree a little bit on the Vincent Jackson. They did do a good job against Calvin Johnson last week. I'm not saying Chiefs are any good. We all know they're not, but that's a close one.
Let's introduce your sit-ems.
All right, my sit-em. Quarterback, sit-em. Jason Campbell, obviously. You probably weren't going to start him anyway. I don't like Jay Cutler against Green Bay at all. I don't like Kerry Collins against Pittsburgh at all.
I chose Kerry Collins as well. Pitt's BD defense, number 4 versus the pass. Eli versus Philly. I mean, he's not going to be able to pass on them very well, I don't think. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, don't start Kyle Orton.
Kyle Orton. Wow, I might have to start him this week. My running backs, I'm going to go with DMC against the Jets. Do not start McFadden, in my opinion, against the Jets. They're going to shut that run down because they can't throw the ball. I'm going to go with also Bush against the Browns. I don't like that matchup either.
I'm going to go with Steven Jackson. If he's, he probably will play. I know warmed up last night and just wasn't going to be able to go. So I say this week he probably would be able to play. And if he is, I'd say sitting versus the Ravens. And D'Angelo Williams versus Jacksonville, no way. I mean, this guy's not doing anything right now. He's got to get a big game before you even think about putting him in the lineup.
He's a dead duck. He's got to get going.
Introduce your sit-em wide receivers.
Receivers, I'm going to go with the new guy that's been picked up a couple times from Oakland Raiders, Denarius Moore. He's going against Revis. He's going against a real corner this week. He ain't going to get nothing. And my next guy is Hakeem Nicks, who's been a little bit hobbled. The Eagles' corners are strong. They're not going to let him get anything either.
I'm going to go with Reggie Wayne versus the Steelers. We had Kerry Collins in our sit-em, so, I mean, in that way you got to have Reggie Wayne as well.
I agree.
Second, Raiders wide receiver that he spoke of. I just said basically any Raiders wide receiver versus the Jets. Not going to be a lot of passing on those, especially with a quarterback like Jason Campbell. He's not going to be able to thread that needle.
Nah, he's going to be doing a little bit of running. He's going to drop from the top 11 overall this week.
All right. Well, that gets you finishes up our new segment, Stardom Sit-em. Let us know how you like it. Give us any thoughts, or like I said last week, anything else you'd like to see introduced into the podcast. For week 3, that'll be about it.
That's it.
Good luck in your games this coming week, and hope you're enjoying the High Rollers League.